think about it like this though. It's what 7 days left. We're looking at about 7 days.
Yep.
It's crazy to fathom that. Like this has been a year.
It's been a year.
This has been a year, I to say the least, man. But that red box in the corner says that we are live. What's good, people? What's good? Y'all know who it is. Is the two-time ATL's hottest DJ, the God DJ Agony, also known as Dr. Dope. Well, my motto is simple: on the building. And I know y'all looking around like it's Wednesday. What he doing live? It's like, well, because it's Wednesday. Why not? Why should not be live? I know you miss us. I know you ain't seen us in a minute. So I said, you know what? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I ain't humping. So fuck it. I'll just go live. But yeah,
Terrible.
it is a special Wednesday night edition of the Dope Show with your host, DJ Agony, and this young lady right here who needs no introduction, but she's gonna introduce herself anyway.
What's going on, people? You got Miss Parker back, ready for us to go ahead and kick off. We'll do what we do best, the planning period, where we just literally chop it up, kind of go back and forth, and we talk about things that you think about, but you just not ready to go ahead and tackle. So hey, we're here. We're here. We love to hear from you. Love to see you chime on in, but hey, let's go. We are ready to start this wonderful week in this wonderful Wednesday.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so I know last week, well, depending on where you were, because I seen a lot of discrepancies on it. Some people say it was officially last week, but then there was, what I'm saying, certain schools that celebrated the week before last. Teacher Appreciation Day.
Man,
Teacher Appreciation Day. It was a hodgepodge of emotions. Just going from different groups that I'm in, seeing different people give their highs and their lows about Teacher Appreciation Day, and I'm just like, let's see what it do. And then my experience, definitely a low. Anybody that follows me in Black Teacher Laughs, y'all already know. I think that post got like almost 300 and something likes and tags on it. It was crazy.
which
Y'all
post?
en- y'all enjoy laughing at my pain. When matter of fact, the picture that I sent you with the bag,
With
we
that
not go-
itty bitty
we
bag of
not gonna get
popcorn.
into what's in that bag. We're not gonna get into what these folks was thinking when they gave it to them. We're gonna leave the folks and the bag nameless, but needs to say, people, this bag was my teacher appreciation gift. And I said, y'all need y'all ass whooped for this. One
That is
one teacher who will remain nameless actually gave his back. He said, if this had a gas card in it, I'll take it.
that part. Listen,
And I don't damn blame him. Big
I
shouts out
have
to you.
I have seen some horror stories, being in the game. I've been in youth development 20 plus years in various capacities, but definitely when it's come to the classroom, I have the traditional four walls of academic excellence. I have seen some horror stories for Teacher Appreciation Day or Teacher Appreciation Week, but I got and for anyone who's an educator, who's chiming in, who's just being supportive of the Dope Show, one, I got to give a disclaimer. Love you. We appreciate you, but I'm not bragging. I have to give a shout out to my principal and the admin team over at the greatest school in Covington, Georgia. When I tell you the level of appreciation that they showed, and not just it wasn't that it was just tangible gifts, it was the thought behind it. And it's just big on wanting to celebrate us, have an opportunity that we can celebrate each other, just the level of camaraderie that we feel. It has gone from, and I've been back in an academic setting for a little over a year and a half now. So I completed my first full year this year, well, in the process of completing it. And when I tell you the morale, the difference from last year to this year, the morale, the level of camaraderie, the fact that, you walk in the hall and you can see your colleagues are smiling. And the colleagues so far who will not be returning back next year is mainly because either it was an opportunity that they could not turn down, or even some of them are actually moving away, getting married, etc., etc. So life is taking them in a different direction. But it's very bittersweet for them. So I have to give a shout out to my principal, Mr. Michael Chappell, and our fabulous admin team from Miss Tiffany Anderson Mosley, and as well as Miss Gina Jones. They have rocked, and not perfect, but so far from where we were last year. So I am so thankful. I hate that I'm a minority. I hate that I'm sitting here next to an educator who did not enjoy his teacher appreciation week. And it feels like I'm almost bragging because it was like, oh, we had this, oh, we had that. So shout out to them, because it wasn't just the gifts, it was the energy behind it. It was the energy of the school. So I honestly, I wondered if I was ready to get back in the classroom. I wondered if I still have it, but I can officially say I absolutely love when I pull up to that building every day. I love when it's time to go, but I do. I am very blessed, very fortunate to be a part of that staff body. So
Yeah.
happy Teacher Appreciation Week for us because we had a ball. I'm
And
sorry.
and it's just one of those type things, Y'all ever had that feeling where you didn't want to leave because you felt like as soon as I leave, some good shit gonna happen, and as soon as I left, some good shit happened.
Well, here's the thing. Like, well, you already know that a barrier that was there is
Oh,
getting ready to is
and
finally
it was a wide one too.
uh wide, wide one with a football helmet. So linebacker. But the barrier
45.
but the barrier that was there might be making an exit. So we'll see. However, I'll just say to the fellow, and it's not just teachers. Let's talk about school personnel, period. If
Yeah,
you if you run the front office, if you
yeah,
are the school nurse, if you are
yeah.
if you are the custodial staff,
The
if you are
council.
if you're in the kitchen, you're in the counselor department, you're a parapro. I promise you, there's absolutely nothing in the school where only body can run one body can run it. We are a unit. We are a
Yeah,
unit, and everyone is needed. Everyone is appreciated. There was no such thing as, oh, you don't do this for this. No, I mean, this is not what we feel. And I've heard people who have been there for years, and they said nothing has ever been like this before. So shout out to our awesome administrative team led by Mr. Michael Chappell. He is, yeah, he has my support. He truly, truly does. Because
no,
number one, because he supports you. So hey, but happy Teacher Appreciation Week to the fellow educators who are going to see this or chime in later. But we love you. We appreciate you. We need more. We need more. But understand,
oh,
this is
please
not.
believe need more is the model right now
But
because
understand.
that bag I could have stuck my whole hand in it and still not make contact with what was at the bottom of it. So
You know,
yes, I need more stuff in this bag. Now I will say one perk of the week is that they did give us like a 15-minute massage. That was cool, but when you get on that massage table, minute 14 is really when it kick in. Then next thing you know, a bell go off. All right, you're done. Wait, no, I ain't.
and you know what? I kind of wanted the idea of a massage table, but we didn't get a massage, but we got oh, an appreciation banquet though. But it's okay. That massage, I'm sure that massage was the bomb. Listen, shout out to the
Carry
best
on.
middle school in the state of Georgia. I'm sorry, I'm saying that. Like I said, now who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But right now, hey, I'm so grateful to where I am and the opportunities that are coming and just the people who are there. So shout out to all educators across the board. You are needed, you're necessary, you are appreciated. And if no one ever said they thank you, if you've never heard a thank you before, you're hearing it now. Thank you for what you do.
Indeed.
Thank you
Indeed.
for what you do, for what we do, because we are, some people aren't replaceable. We are that crew. We are that bunch. Educators are not replaceable. I'm sorry.
And that's why there's a shortage now.
Educators
And
are,
and
yeah.
before I get into that, I gotta jump into a couple of the comments. I got my cousin DB in the building. What's up with your cuz? That boy stayed up a little late past his bedtime to check out the dope show tonight.
Oh,
But what good with your cuz, man? Yo, man, you need to get over here one day, man. I'm telling you, like he's hot. It's waiting on you. Also, I got my brother Knowledge Love in the building. Peace, God. How you? Yeah, like and it's one of those type things. Like when you look at something like teacher appreciation, um, it really starts. It starts at the top. God damn it, dude! It was so short. It was almost like I forgot it happened 10 minutes later.
no, 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 because you can't say that because you just said it was a perk. You can't say that.
That was the one plus out of an empty bag. Some mini popcorn that I could have fit in my palm,
I almost feel like if I
and and
show
and, and that punk ass bagel.
I almost feel like if I show like, your former colleagues that bag, that they yeah, that they might laugh. So I don't ever want to do that to you.
Oh, dude, it was one of those type things. Everybody else laughed about it. Like I said, I posted it in a teacher group and got over like right at about 300 and something reactions to it.
That's
And, and,
hilarious.
and it was laughs, it was some angry faces, it was all kind of shit going on in that. But I'm saying it was like one of those type things. Like, look at this though. This is why there's a shortage. Not
Yeah.
only are y'all not paying, y'all not even appreciative. Y'all not even appreciative. Like this is embarrassing. And so I can't laugh just on the strip that it's like somebody tried me with this. Somebody tried me with this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, a lot of people got a good kick out of it. And for y'all, hey, get your laugh on. If y'all could laugh at my pain, so be it. But that was some bullshit. Just know that. And I'm thinking like with your administration should be thinking along the lines like, God, we got to make these people feel good. Our administration feel like they didn't get expletive. Hold up, matter
Or
of fact, hold
and
up.
and and that's the thing,
There we go.
sometimes.
Okay, now I can talk my shit. So yeah, our administration didn't give a fuck. They really did, and they showed it. They showed how much they appreciated their staff. I
And
don't know what happened Friday because Friday I just didn't damn come. So
I'm
whatever they
so
had,
sorry.
Friday might have been a magical day. I don't know because I wasn't there. But
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday, oh, they showed their ass in the worst way.
But the thing is, that's one of those things where you have to almost kind of, charge it to the hey there, cowgirl.
LF,
That's
what's up with your shoulder?
that's one of those things where you may have to charge it to their heads and not their heart, because hurting people sometimes kind of hurt people. And what we sometimes fail to realize is, although yes, there is a nationwide teacher shortage, we got to understand that our admin they're in the fight with us as well. And
Hallelujah.
oftentimes is a lot of pressure on them, because because they're the ones that get the phone calls from the parents. They're the ones who get cursed out by uneducated parents who want to call and say, how come? See, already you started off wrong.
No, they said why come?
Why come, how come, whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that there's so much pressure on them, where they go home so many times beat up. So when it gets to a place where, if they themselves aren't rooted and grounded, if they aren't spiritually connected, if it's too much noise, or if they are displaced, so let's say that, not displaced but mismatched, if they're not where they're supposed to be, so credentials allow them to move around, but they're just not, they're not suited for this position, then
Mhm.
it's hard to give when you're drained. It's hard to give when you don't see the value, because every day your feelings are hurt, or you are, or your skin is not as tough as it needs to be. So, a lot of them go through a lot. So I honestly do not believe that any administrator wakes up on a given day and say, how can I be a cheapskate? How can I be a butthole to my staff?
And you know what? And
I
sometimes
don't
they ain't
really
gotta
agree.
ask. It might just be innate to them.
Like I said, we're in this fight together, and it's not an easy one because no matter what changes you make, no matter what you do, someone's not going to be happy. Someone's questioning this, someone's questioning that, and for whatever reason, this is what I find funny. Some of the same parents that want to call the school and act a donkey, accusing teachers of anything or saying that they're not doing this or they don't like my child. These are the same parents that couldn't wait for an actual ailment that some of us still deal with today. They couldn't wait for COVID to somewhat lift to push them kids right back out the door. These your children. So you got tired of your children and you aren't even in position to educate your children.
Go
So when
figure.
you realize that you're the one that's saying how come, why come all this foolishness, instead of you calling the school and worrying admin or being appreciate the teachers. Let's just be real. Some of you all can't educate your children. So do you think somebody wants to educate your children when when they're verbally assaulted, when they, got to deal with your foolishness? Man, tighten up.
I mean,
Or
that is true. That is true. But at the end of the day, when you sit at the head of that table, first of all, let me go ahead and shout out. I got my boy Amos Williams in the building. One of my good partners of Spoosu, Southern Poly University. We kicked good shit for many years. Didn't get much productive done, but we did a lot of producing.
that's
If that
terrible.
means, oh no, we kicked good shit. And I'm telling you, it was the best record label that we was there. We were there. But yeah, what's the score? What zero, baby? He said it's part of the job. That is true. It's part of the job, and that's the thing. Like, if that's what supposedly the reason why you flaked on your teachers appreciation day, you don't need to be sitting at the head of that table. The head of that table got to be able to take the compliments as well as the shots.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to take both and take them both in stride. Otherwise, you don't need that seat. One thing that I do notice, and not to get really too deep into it, but we have a rookie admin team. A lot of these people are coming from different things, and this is their, they're under 5 years of admin experience, and
And
it shows.
and what people don't realize is that makes a difference. And again, I'm not knocking. I got 20 plus years in the game. I'm not knocking anyone that decides that okay, at 30 they want to be a teacher. Then they did everything they needed to do, got certified. 35 they're out of the classroom. 35 they're in this position. By 37 they're admin. You don't know enough sometimes in order to lead a group of people because back in the day, especially now, I can't speak on Georgia. I wasn't raised in Georgia, but in Chicago, one of the qualifications to be an administrator, you had to have so many years in the classroom.
Hmm.
You had to be certified in every area because how can you maybe act on behalf of a teacher? How can you lead a staff if you're only certified in one area?
Hmm.
How do you know how to really deal with, enforce or put in place conflict resolution? How do you know that that staff member right there might need a firm hand, but that staff member needs a little sugar? How do you know that when you are a rookie? And that's the problem. You look up at 25-year-old principals and 30-year-olds, like, hold on, you still got Similac behind your ears. So, and again, not knocking
You
anyone,
smell like titty.
not knocking anyone who made up their mind at 18, I want to be a principal. And they literally did everything they could and everything they did to get from one level of education, one degree to the next. God bless you. God bless you. We need more of you. However, there is nothing like full on experience. There is nothing like the wisdom that needs to come from the top. And you sitting here 27 years old, what do you know? I don't care. I don't care if you got your bachelor's at 21, got your master's at 23, got a specialist at 24. Now you a principal at 20. You don't, you literally, if you're 27 years old, that means that you only have 9 years under your belt where you could literally go to the bathroom without asking permission. You don't know enough.
You ain't got
Because
enough. My thing is,
because
you ain't got enough scars. Like
I mean
you when you in here and when you for real in these trenches, you get these scars.
you don't have enough battle scars.
You ain't
Because
got
why?
enough.
Because and here's the thing, this type of field, it separates the men from the boys, the women from the
Oh,
girls.
it's definitely a weed out, and you learn between year 3 and 5 if you're gonna be doing this any longer. It's
Absolutely.
definitely a weed out.
I mean, so anytime you find people who they've been principals or admin for 3 years, they just wanted to change. No, you don't have enough battle scars. You don't, yeah. No, so get on now. Go ahead, work at Walmart. So hey, go for
It said for the goddamn not Walmart. For a teacher to have passion for a child's future that is not theirs should be addressed. That is true. And you got to. You got to. And it's not just one, it's like 120. Those are the
because
ones you see in your classroom every day. That's not counting the ones you see in the hall. That's not counting the ones that you end up coaching. So you take that 120, you might want to call that. Go ahead, bump that up to about maybe 140, 150.
and then not only that, see, sometimes teachers gotta be bad guys because sometimes you see something in a child that parent doesn't see. And of course, because that child is in a home with mom and dad or mom or dad, um, you sometimes become the bad guy. So if you, I mean, I know for a fact, I have a couple of students where you can tell that it has been spoken over their lives. This school thing is not for you. Just go ahead and go
Mm,
through it. By this age, go ahead and drop out, and then you go ahead and come work for this person, go work for that person. But sometimes a teacher can say, I don't, no disrespect to your parents, I don't see that. You have a gift of this, you have a gift of that. So sometimes the teacher is very unpopular because they have to then uncover a gift that maybe even the parent
the
can't
parent
see.
didn't see. Facts.
So, like I said, shout out to the educators, and shout out to educators of all walks of life, whether or not you're the one who's been in the trenches for years or you just got in it. You know, you are appreciated, but you're no, let me back up, no buts. You're appreciated. You're
Yeah.
appreciated.
It's one of them things though. If somebody becoming a teacher, I'm like the movie with the teacup. Yo, get out. Get the fuck out.
No,
Run.
my thing is this: find your niche. You just truly have to. If anyone wants to become a teacher, talk to a teacher. Talk
Yeah.
to talk to a teacher.
Talk to somebody that's been there.
Ask real questions.
That's in the trenches now. Talk to them.
Yeah, ask real questions. Yeah. Find that teacher that can literally walk in a room and just look around, and all of a sudden they could just see their class come to order, and all they're doing is they're just standing there. Talk to that teacher. Talk to that teacher who can pretty much go in the middle of chaos and calm everything. That's
Hmm.
someone you want to tap into because they it's not that they're just, oh my gosh, I'm just a goat or this and that. No, they have tapped into something.
Yeah.
They've tapped into something because it's a difference from someone saying might as well teach to someone who has been called to teach. There is a difference. And trust me, you have a conversation with a few people, you know the difference.
Oh
You'll
yeah.
know. Some have a calling. Some have a calling. Hey, some accepted the call because when nobody else hiring. That that guy. That hold on.
Right.
That guy.
Hey, and we got Tina in the building. What's happening with you, Tina? She said Barbara Howard type of teacher. Right.
you,
And
you know what, Barbara Howard, let me tell you, she is one of my
that lady is a goat.
but here's the thing. What is with Barbara, as intelligent as she is, and the fact that she can solve every problem that is ever presented at that school, but she just can't get certain names together.
Oh,
Who
the
is that?
celebrities.
She can't
Yeah,
get
she can't do nothing. But you know what? They couldn't make her too perfect. But she has no knowledge of pop culture.
big. Yeah, you know what? You know you're so right, because other than that, Barbara would be too perfect,
She'd be too perfect. Right, right.
too perfect. But
I
yes,
got I got the boy Dwayne in the building. What up, D Dollar? Got D Dollar in the building, boy. God damn, we got celebrities coming through tonight.
okay.
Oh, because he said that old school lunch lady loved me. My plate was straight. Hey, big shouts out to Ms. Reynolds over at McNair High School. The softest, hottest cook. I'm talking about the cookie be so hot and soft it's falling apart in your hand. Had to eat it like this, but it was hot as hell. Yes. Chucky,
But see, that was back in the day when the lunch ladies actually cook
man.
versus just
Come on
op-
now.
versus opening up a bag and just pouring some barbecue sauce on some mess.
Uh,
Man, listen, if you've ever worked in a school cafeteria back in the day, I'll say during the 70s, 80s, 90s, we
mhm,
love you. We appreciate you because
mhm.
it was nothing that you put your hands on that wasn't gold. And that's across this nation.
It was a sister that actually told me once. She said the difference between cafeteria ladies' food was always love and cafeteria ladies' food.
Heck yeah.
They cook for their children. We just didn't know they had 600 of
Especially if you were lucky enough to have a cafeteria lady that had like a little facial hair right here, right, like right here.
them.
Man,
Ooh, that had
they
that little cookie
made
light right there.
the best butter cook. Man, listen. Shout out to
Mm-mm.
you if you have ever fed the youth. If you have ever worked together with a bunch of other ladies in the back that you probably didn't see eye to eye, but you all came together to feed and nourish our children. Us, listen, we love you. You are appreciated. Nothing was better to us than our cafeteria ladies and our crossing guards. We appreciate you. We love you. Happy because at this stage in the game, happy retirement.
Happy
You know, God
retirement,
bless you.
definitely.
God bless you because we wouldn't have survived if it were not for you. Because we used to get excited about lunch.
Man, you know what? One of my biggest regret was, well, Tina said we had a dude named Lucius, and he made the best red Kool Aid,
See, see, listen,
and he had finger waves.
listen. there, there are just certain names that just you knew something was going to be on point. A name like Lucius, uh, Bertha, Mama,
Hmm.
just any of them good old Southern names like Wilma Lee, Betty Lee.
And you know what?
Listen,
For the life of me, I couldn't tell you Miss Reynolds' first name, but I'm pretty sure it was one of those ones you just named. But we
I,
just knew Miss Reynolds and them hot, fresh made cookies.
it was probably Betty Mae, Essie Mae,
Reynolds.
Lulabelle, Lucille. I mean, shoot, nowadays, the lunch lady's name Markeisha. I don't want nothing from you. I want Mama Joe. I want Josephine. I'm not even if your name Mama Caligua, you are not getting ready to hand me no damn
She
tray.
said the lunch lady named Markeisha. I'm
You gonna
done.
have you gonna have to get on going, Mama Caligua, because that is not your ministry.
Oh
That is
no.
not your ministry.
Oh no.
I need my butter cookies from Bessie Mae, Ella Mae, that Lucille. Shoot, nah,
She said, I'm
you
not
stay
eating
gone.
nobody. Hey, Markeisha, I'm done.
I'm not eating no lunch from Lama Kalikwa because she don't know nothing.
Uh-uh.
You,
Uh-uh.
uh-uh. Only
Uh,
thing she know. Only thing she know how to make is shoot what DoorDash. That's all she know how to do. She
Man,
know how to
I'm
phone a
talking about I
meal.
had put that same damn pizza in the oven every day. Yo,
Yeah,
how many of the pizzas do they get at a time?
I don't know. And that's how the Lama Kalikwa and them have kind of taken over. Because one thing,
Uh-uh. You
see,
know what
pizza,
happened? It's not that the youth is taking over, it's the fact that the kitchens are outsourced now. That's a third that's somebody third party in
it
your kitchen
is, it
now.
is. But
So
I
back
promise
when
you,
Miss
somebody over
Reynolds
there,
was
Lama
working
Kalikwa.
there, Miss Reynolds was hired by DeKalb County, sent to McNair High School, and made my 4 years fat and lovely. But when you got a third party company that's not even affiliated with the school, and all you getting is bag food, they stick it in the oven, reheating, and be like, here you go.
Man, because listen, I remember back in the day, you didn't just have like salads, you had a salad bar. You could just walk up and everything was just fresh. You
Yeah.
had romaine, you had the iceberg, you had spinach. We didn't have kale. We ain't gonna we didn't do the whole kale thing then. But
Kale really just got popular in the last
it
10
really,
years.
it really did.
Yeah.
But your salad bar, you might have onions, you might have beets, sunflower seeds, croutons, 5 different dressings. And guess what? It was fresh. You didn't have no flies, you had nothing. Now it's like, what is this? I can't get jiggy with this. It's yeah.
I
So
mean,
again,
shoot, to find a salad nowadays, that's the hard part now. Like, just to get a salad, but they got plenty of pizza though.
again, that's how times have changed. Pizza day used to be
Friday.
epic, or please, it was epic. Period, because you could smell the pizza, you could smell it coming through the vents in your classroom, and you be like, "Hey, it's pizza day." If they had pizza, if they had pizza and butter cookies, man, we were singing the
Uh,
lunch ladies' praises.
I'm trying to tell you, but even from like the hotline to where I mean the hotline is where it went down, but at the same time, we had a sub line. The sub line used to hit, and I used to sit up there and think, man, like, man, this sandwich, like, the sandwich hitting like this now, and they stacking it. They not like the people at Subway that's acting like they paying for the stuff they putting on there. These lunch
Right.
ladies don't care. They what you want, So your sandwich sitting about this thick between two pieces of bread. I used to
Now,
think, man, that sandwich ain't gonna be big enough to fill me up. They say, I'm like this. I'm good.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Now
all right,
that
right there.
now that was definitely high school for me. Now, of course,
Oh yeah,
I'm
that
a
was high school.
I'm an implant, so I can't speak too much of this high school or that high school from Georgia. I'm from that great city called Chicago, and let me tell you, my school was so fantastic. It was named after the city. So shout out to the people who have educated children from the Chicago Vocational. Now it's Essential High School, but now it is Chicago. No, I'm lying. Now it's Chicago Vocational Career Academy. I don't know what that is. Back in my day, it was CVS. And don't say like the pharmacy, you will get slapped playing with me. The
I was gonna
pharmacy
say like
stole
the drugstore.
the pharmacy stole our name for Chicago Vocational School. And cafeteria time, lunchtime, man. Listen, this line right here, that's where you got your burgers, your fries, or your tots, and your grilled cheese. In this line, you probably got your piece. You probably got your burritos. But in the line at the very front was the deli. And
Mm.
that's if you kind of want to watch your carbs or watch this or watch them. That's where you were getting fresh sandwiches, maybe tuna, chicken salad. You were getting salads. So listen, the V, 4 years of good eating, I tell you. So
I'm telling you. Hey,
again,
same thing with MHS. We got it in.
the peanut. The peanut butter bars with the jelly. Oh yeah, yeah, with
They
the
had
graham
jelly in it?
crackers.
Wait a minute,
Man,
how I missed that?
huh?
How I missed that?
You never had. So hold on, back up. You never had the peanut butter bar. that was wrapped in kind of like silver, like aluminum foil that had the purple writing on it because the jelly inside was great, and it was the peanut butter bars, but it was kind of like a peanut butter sandwich in a sense, but it wasn't bread, it was graham crackers. So you had the peanut butter, then you had the grape jelly, and it was put together, and on top and bottom, 2 graham crackers, and it was wrapped in like aluminum foil with like purple writing on it. Now we didn't get the one with the chocolate cowgirl, but the straight peanut butter bars with some good old cold milk, epic, epic. So, like I said, we could talk all day.
I'm about to say, if nothing else, about school lunch and
We could
where
talk
it
all
came from and the hell it has gone to.
school lunch, and then the fact that there were so many classes back in the day that really kind of prepared you if you wanted to maybe prolong this college thing, this collegiate thing for a moment. If you went to, now they're calling them career academies. In Chicago, they were called vocational schools. So if you
It's a difference.
well, yeah, and nay.
It's a difference because
What's the
when you
difference?
think vocational schools, a lot of times down here we call them trade schools, to
Okay,
where you learn how to do stuff with your hands, whether it was do hair or like a lot of them had like programs that were leading to being like a nurse's aide. It was more hands-on work that where you needed a certification rather than a diploma for.
okay,
Nowadays, when you go to those career academies, though, a lot of them are leading to a lot of fields. Now, whether that field might be culinary or it might be what's the word I'm trying to say? You got culinary, you got agriculture, but then you got a whole wing that's just dedicated to STEM.
yeah,
So that's where the difference would come in at, is because like yo, they're pumping out computer techs, um, all kind of math science people, robotics people, you know what I'm saying? Like they pumping out a little more than the vocational schools did back in the day.
but you know what? You know, I'll I will agree to disagree. I think both schools are pumping out what pretty much is needed in this era. Because of course when I was in high school, it wasn't a major need for like IT specialists. It wasn't a major need. Like we didn't have like there was no
Yeah,
internet. You
yeah,
know,
the STEM field hadn't opened up yet. I get that.
right. So of course back in that day, you were kind of preparing people if they want to go into the banking industry, if you wanted to be a nurse, if you wanted to go into cosmetology, if you wanted to go into. I learned when I was in school there was a major difference between auto body, auto mechanic, and so
Yep.
the
Either we fixing the hood or we going underneath it.
exactly. So,
Hmm.
a lot of my peers who took some of those other courses like welding, plastics, tap into aviation or something along the lines of that, they were able to leave high school and go right into many of those fields.
Well,
Now, of course,
and
once
that's what I was saying. That was the difference. Like vocational schools are pushing you toward the workforce because I mean that's when you got it in your mind. Look, I'd rather work with my hands, and I'm not trying to sit in another classroom for another 4 years.
yeah,
But with the career academies, if college is your goal, they're getting you ready for that too. Like college is still a major part of it. Like there are some things that you could take at the career academy where boom, it's like it's light vocational training, but there's just so much more to it.
but I really wish moving forward, and I think if they ever really allow, if you okay, when it comes to the bar exam,
Hmm.
you have pretty much a committee of lawyers that oversee that. When it comes to things like a lot of the medical exams that doctors and nurses and stuff have to take, there's a committee of healthcare professionals that oversee that. So when it comes to some of the different things that we might need, you have everything from like the educational system, but you don't have a committee of educators. They're overseeing that. I'm saying that because there are so many other fields that I wish we could tap into, because
Mhm.
many of our children are not. Now, I don't believe college is for everyone. I believe education is, though. So many of our young people are not going to go to those traditional schools. Some of our young people, like there's a company right now that, was it's several companies that they contract from places like Walmart, from Target, from Whole Foods, and things of that nature. And what they do retail remodeling. So you
Mhm.
know how you go into Walmart, and if you go into Walmart on Monday and you want to go get, let's say, some butter, and it was on aisle A2, you go back 2 weeks later, that butter might be on C3. And you kind of wonder, like, hold on, when did this happen? Well, there are a group of people that work behind the scenes and they shift the whole entire store. This is not being done by people who work for Walmart, but there
Mhm.
are people who oversee the work. But people who actually do that, they can start as early as 18 years of age,
That's
and
true.
they can
And they travel.
they travel.
Mhm.
So when you have those young people that okay, you're coming out of high school, you don't have a game plan. You want money, and you want money, and you know that college is really just not your thing right now. So how about I take about four of you, you're going to work on this project, and you all are going to travel together so that your per diem can cover your room and board, and you're going to possibly travel this nation just working. I mean, think about it. You have no debt. You don't have car notes yet. You don't have anything right now. So why not get out, see a different state, state by state by state by state,
Mhm.
and you're learning an honest trade. And
Mhm.
with those companies, there's no degrees and stuff that are required. They look for
Mhm.
experience.
Mhm.
So those are
And it's really your prerequisite for those jobs. Can you follow directions?
that's it.
Mhm.
That's it. That is it. And when I tell you it's good, it's hard, it's physical labor, but opportunities to move up as a team lead, opportunities to move up in management really happen quite fast, quite often. But these aren't conversations that counselors or teachers are having with children. So again, allow the experts to really do what we do best. Hey, I know you're not I know you're not ready for college, but here's an opportunity for you to get out your parents' house, be responsible. Because the thing is, now if you don't listen and you get fired, then you got to go ahead and take your little money and head on back home.
Head to the house, right? But
But
you know, oh, keep going.
no, go ahead.
You know what we used to have that gave us exposure to stuff like that I have not seen in years? Career day.
Mhm.
I haven't seen career day in years. To
You want to
where
know?
you could learn about so many of these other professions, whether what I'm saying, somebody's mom might own a business, somebody's dad might be a cop, somebody might, what I'm saying, work for the ambulance, and they drive the ambulance up there and you get to play in the back of it and stuff. But I haven't seen career day at a school in, I would say, well over 10 years.
Well, unfortunately, it's because it's a negative just persona right now around schools. And here's the thing, I mean, there are some people who still will go out, motivational speakers who will go and speak to children, and the kids are exceptionally rude or they're disrespectful. Sometimes the teachers have kind of tapped out and they don't even reel them back in. So, yeah, I mean, you find a lot of people because I do know I've heard about Career Day twice since I've been back, and it hasn't come to fruition. And I'm just making a assumption that it's the buy-in. It's the buy-in. I don't think you have a lot of people who are saying, these kids are
Uh,
disrespectful.
The
I'm not going to
buy-in,
give
the
it.
buy-in on what part? From the people with the careers or from the
Uh-huh.
kids?
People with the careers. I don't think. I think just because of the state that we're in and what is being put out there, kids are so bad. This is going on. Kids are undisciplined. They don't appreciate this. They don't appreciate that. And then, of course, when you're seeing, unfortunately, when you're seeing all these viral videos going forth, students and teachers fighting and all types of foolishness, who really wants to take off an hour or two from their day and go speak to children that they've already made up their minds? They don't care. They've already made up their minds. They don't want to listen. They've already made up their minds. Or they're going to be rude. They've already made up their minds. So I truly believe that, yeah, there are a lot. I mean, we have some fantastic people who work in the school systems that do want career day to come to fruition. I just don't think they can find enough people anymore
Mm,
because nobody wants to come in and speak because they automatically believe it's not going to make a difference because enough of us aren't saying yes it is. So, but you're right. You're right. I mean, and then think about career day. Think about some of the one people who would kind of come. You would find a police officer. You would
that
find
was
a
my that was
firefighter.
that was my dad.
You would find a police officer, firefighter. You might find a doctor. You might find an attorney. But that was typically it. That was typically it. You didn't find the music producer. You didn't get the NFL, NBA player, MLB player. You didn't get the person who has been with this particular company since he was 18 years old and now he makes six figures as a manager. Um, you didn't get people like you didn't get the people like that. So I think in this day and age with so many opportunities that are out there, maybe we should encourage to revise career day because it's needed.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
needed.
I mean, and particularly at the middle school level, like they really should have an idea on where they want to go going into high school because, like I said, the career academy slash STEM academy, you can start applying starting eighth grade going to the ninth grade. So
Yeah.
in between eighth and ninth grade, you could start getting in your head what you want to do, whether you want to go into IT or whether you want to do anything with the STEM field, whether you want to get into mechanics. Um, like I said, whether you want to be an RN, cosmetology, culinary, it's all there. It's just I think they gotta know that it's there. It's one of those things to where I feel like my son was in a privileged situation because I knew about the career academy when I got out here, and I said, okay, this is your motivation. Like you're going to go there,
Hmm. Hmm.
and so we pushed for it. And ninth grade, sure enough, he was in the career academy. He's been there ever since.
That's what's
Um,
up.
but yeah, so I just think they have to know what's out there as far as their options because there's so many options now.
So
They,
many.
they have so many options to where they can go after high school. I remember when I was coming out of high school, you had college, JUCO, military, work.
Sounds about right.
Yep,
Sounds about right. But now it's almost sky's the limit.
it is.
Sky's the limit.
And
So
I don't even know if the sky's the limit no more. I don't even think there are any limits.
you're absolutely right. There's no limits. The- No, the lid is definitely off.
The lid is off
The
right
lid
now.
is off. Yeah, I mean it's enough for everyone. They got to just go get on out there and just hey find their piece or pieces. But yeah, get on out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, but like I said, teachers, I I can still remember um all of my teachers from I can say kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. I can I
Yeah.
can still I can still remember those teachers who made an impact. I remember because of course, with us in Chicago, we didn't change classes like how middle school, how you have this class, this class, this class, this class. We left class for library, we left class for gym, and of course we left class for lunch. That was it. So everything, so whoever your teacher was, that was the teacher that taught math, social studies, science, everything. So yeah, so we didn't have to leave class, but I still know all my teachers' names, and I honestly loved every last one of them for how different they were, what they poured into my life. Even the one teacher that is even on my Facebook, even the one teacher that I have run across in my life that I did not like, still don't like this dude to this day. I listen, I tell people it's on site. I ever see him, it is on site. Because
So you go beat him up.
I don't like that Joker. However, I have an appreciation for him because even in my even with the fact that he didn't like me and I didn't like him, it was humbling. It was a humbling experience because I was a teacher's pet. All my teachers loved me. So to run up on one that didn't like you, and it really kind of made you get on top of your game a little bit more.
Hmm.
So he's definitely a hater. He's definitely a hater. He definitely sucks ass. Can't stand him, man. It is on site if I ever see him. I'm just playing. I ain't. But I still appreciate his negativity. I appreciate his negativity. I appreciate how unorganized he was. I appreciated he loved me so much that his last name started with an F. He loved me so much he initialed my report card, all four marking periods with the first letter of his last name. I never got one of those in my life until I met him. But he loved me that much
Damn,
that
man.
he gave me his personal initial because he misplaced this. So it's on site. But I appreciate his. If he wasn't unorganized, it would have never caused me to become organized. It would have never caused me to now. I After him, I kept a folder. I would turn in stuff after I copied it. I ain't play that. I would copy my assignments, turn in the original to the teacher, have my copy. You ain't gonna tell me you ain't get my assignment because this is when I gave it to you. But if it wasn't for that fool, I would have never gotten organized. So
This is he
shout out
gave
to
his
him.
initial.
Yeah, shout out to him. If I ever see you in Chicago, it's on. Just know it's on.
That is too funny. That's too funny. And
It's
you
on.
know what's crazy about that? I had that one teacher. It was one of those things where I knew as far as aptitude go, I had it. So I'm just like, I ain't gotta work hard for real. Like I'm smart. I just get by it. Like, I'll bang it out the last 3 weeks of the semester. I'm smart. It'll come up to like a 89 or something. I'll be all right. I got this lady in 11th grade. She's like, I heard about you. Looked at the photo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're a good student, but I can tell you half ass. She said, I'm gonna tell you like this. You got me for the next 2 years. I said, wait a minute, how that happen? I'm like, I probably get another English teacher, new English teacher every year. She said, no, I teach advanced English juniors and seniors. Like I said, you will have me next year and I'm gonna get some work out you. I'm gonna make you pull it out. And I was
Ooh,
like, oh, and she did.
ooh.
But I found a new appreciation for Shakespeare. I
Mhm.
realized that it's a lot of lying and hoeing going on when you read Shakespeare.
What?
And so
Yes.
and murder. So I'm just thinking like, wait a minute. Shakespeare might as well have been somewhere on Glenwood for this. Lies, murder, and hoeing. It's some hood shit. I don't think they missing was the dope. When you replace the dope with the wine, there you go.
There you
I
go.
was like, okay, so Shakespeare's ghetto as hell. Okay, let's keep going. But then I'm reading books like, Animal Farm. I fell in love with Animal Farm because it's a book about revolution. It's a win-win right here. Lord of the Flies, book about surviving. Loved it. Things Fall Apart, book about colonialism in Africa. I actually bought that book after I graduated.
Okay.
I had to put a copy of that on my shelf. That and Animal Farm. Still don't have Lord of the Flies yet, but it's on the to-do list. I just gotta remember to do it. But that lady really got it out me. And so I appreciate her for that. I remember at the time I couldn't stand her. And
Yeah.
she had already talked to my counselor, so I couldn't switch classes. And she was the only one that taught advanced English. So I was like, so I for real stuck with this lady for 2 years. And
But
she
what
saw
is
and she saw to that. She
But what
purposely
is
thought to that.
but what it sounds like to me is you didn't like her because she held you accountable. But she was really a good teacher.
She was a
And
great teacher. It's
yeah,
just I'm 16. I'm not supposed to be accountable. I'm supposed
oh
to be 16.
absolutely. But see, but see, from my experience, the one that I said is on site, he
Hmm.
was intelligent and he absolutely positively I will say that he was probably one of the smartest teachers that I ever had. The
Mm.
problem was he allowed his personal, I'll say this, he allowed his personal life to get in the way of teaching. That was during Chicago is very much a city that is, big city, love it. However, that was during a time where it was kind of a don't ask, don't tell. So
Mm.
if you were a part of the LGBTQ community, it was a don't ask, don't tell. And Chicago
And
being so
that's how it was in the 90s too.
yeah, and Chicago
Keep it
being
to
such
yourself.
a Chicago being such a segregated city, even to this day, where you have more of your African American outside of suburbs, but in the city itself, more of your African Americans kind of, live in this area, and your Hispanics kind of live in that area, your Asians live in this area, Caucasians in that area.
I think that's
So,
everywhere, isn't it?
but no, because even like I said, how you can walk out of most of your subdivisions now or most of your complexes, and you might see a next door neighbor who might lack melanin, you or has a whole bunch of melanin, or you might find some who come from Spain or Mexico or Dominican Republic. We
It's
didn't have that. Y- y-
it's sprinkled, but it's one of those type things, particularly with Atlanta. Buford Highway, International. South side of Decatur, black. North side of Decatur, white. North side of Atlanta, very white.
But
South
yeah,
side of Atlanta, extra black.
but you know what? Yeah, but
West side, black as hell.
like I said, even like the part of Decatur where I was for like 3 years, my complex was very diverse, very
But
much so.
that part of town is diverse. Like when you look at that North Decatur Stone Mountain area, that's international.
Okay,
It's
okay,
very international. I'm talking about, and you're not just seeing a walk of the mill Mexican. No, 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 no. You seeing your Somalians, your Ethiopians, your Indians, your middle, all your Middle
okay.
Easterns. And I remember one time I went to Georgia Perimeter up there on Memorial Drive. So I'm walking through it. I'm walking through there, and I said, "God damn! Well, if they all in here, who's in Calcutta?"
I'm not going down. I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you.
I think it was interesting because I met a white Muslim for the first time. She was Bosnian,
Okay,
but she was very much a Muslim. I was like, wow.
yeah, but yeah,
Very-
but going back to that guy, he wasn't. He was he was very much his personal life was his personal life. So of course, we're teenagers, and of course, that was a time where that topic, your sexuality, it was very taboo. So even if you were having feelings or if you thought that this was your preference, you kind of kept it to yourself because it was definitely don't ask, don't tell. So of course, we kids, we silly, we don't have any boundaries. We haven't drawn lines in the sand. So we're cracking very inappropriate jokes. We're saying,
yeah,
man, that's
that,
dumb, that's gay, that's this, that's that.
that's when that
So
F-bomb used to get thrown around. Oh, so plentiful.
yeah, so yeah, exactly. So we just cracking inappropriate jokes. And then one day he just lost his turkey. He was like, we are not this, and we are not that. And I realized that he would encourage us to do like a lot of essays. And for whatever reason, I was always writing on, do I believe this community should have the same rights? Do I believe they should be in the military? Do I believe so? And it was never that I was against it. I just don't think that he liked the fact that I was, tackling those topics. But he wanted us to tackle controversial topics. What was more controversial than that?
I mean,
during that
but
time.
even now, it's still a controversial
It
topic
still is, but again, now I mean, there are a whole lot more laws and a lot more support now than it was, 20 plus years ago.
in the
But
90s. Facts.
right, but that joker, one of my homeboys was like, "So and so, you're a F." And we cracking up. He, hold on, enough. We are not this. We are not that, and we are not this. And he just lost it. Then finally, I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Wait a minute. Is that your issue with me?" I said, "Every doggone essay I write mysteriously gets lost. And I don't get any credit for it. I get an F." I said, "Is it because I'm writing about that? And you were sitting here the whole time, you were MF and A." Boy, that man lost his stuff on me. I lost it. I was the first teacher I ever let have it. I got in trouble behind that. My parents don't play that. But listen, I had to go to
It's
summer school because of that food.
like,
He
like,
had an issue, but
be
I
like,
have a
be
right. And
careful,
again,
teach. She's from Inglewood.
man, listen, I had to go to summer school because of that. And then how you feel? And all things, he was an English teacher. I'm an ELA teacher. So a part of him was supposed to, deposit something. But that's probably why when it comes to topics, I do not censor my students. I do not censor them.
Mm,
I'll say, hey, keep it within this parameter just because of school. But even if it's a topic that I don't disagree with, I grade them on structure. Is it structure? Does it have this? Because I was blackballed. So, like I said, on site, I would say his name, but somebody might be related to him.
right,
On
right, right.
site,
Don't say his name. Not here on the dope show.
on site, when I see you, fool.
Oh sight. Oh sight D. But to spin the block on the topic right quick, it was something that you mentioned earlier about and once again, people, we've been talking about education all night and our favorite lunch lady versus our not so favorite teacher. But
On site.
on site. But but
Right.
stepping into another realm, and I don't know. I guess it's one of those ones to where no matter how much we talk about this as men and women, it's always plenty of meat on the bone.
What's that?
So I've noticed and mind you, everything I know about dating, I learned from IG because I suck at it, so I have to listen to them because I don't know nothing.
Dating sucks.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll do. I was like, yeah, what is that? What is that? But no, so I see this particular video where this brother takes his sister out to eat. I think it's their first date.
Okay.
They had talked back and forth, kind of get to know each other. She found out he wasn't a rapist. He found out she wasn't a serial killer. Boom, boom, boom. She does have two children. Just keep that part of the story in the back of your mind right quick, because that comes into play later. So they
Okay.
go out to eat, have a nice little dinner or whatever, have a nice meal, and this, that, and the third. So when the waiter comes to bring the check, she's like, "Wait a minute, I want a to go order." And my man was like, "Damn, you ain't ate enough. Man. You hungry? What fuck what?" So she said, "No, I'm gonna take some home to my kids." And he thinking
Mm,
like, "Oh, well, by all means, feed your kids."
absolutely.
But yeah, of course, feed your kids because hungry kids are not
I
good to
mean,
eat.
heck, Michael Jackson said, if you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby. So please feed your kids. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to say that because it was just right there. I had to.
I mean, if there's an MJ reference to be had, then we're gonna have it here on the Dope Show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So she felt that he should pay for it.
Hold on. Back up. So let me get this straight. They're out on a date,
Hmm.
first date.
Hmm.
There's no commitment. This is just trying
This,
to get to know each other.
yeah, this is first date.
This is his first date. So I'm going to say first date. There's a good chance that He's being traditional, so he's picking up the bill. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So he's picking up the bill. She decides to order food for her children, rightfully. I mean, that's fine, rightfully so. And when the bill comes, she wants him to pay for her children's meal.
Her meal and her two kids' meals. And they, mind you, I say kids, but these aren't kids' meals. Like she ordered adult plates for these
Okay.
children to take home.
Okay.
So pretty much he's paying for 4 meals today instead of the two he thought he was paying for.
Okay.
So I'm looking through the comments and I'm gonna tell you like this, y'all. If y'all ever want to see the state of the world we live in, go on IG and go through the comment section. We in bad shape, y'all.
I'm afraid.
We are in bad shape. I'm going through the comments, and of course now because he doesn't want to do it because he starts going off. He's like, "No, I'm not paying for that." Like, no, like, and so then he tells the waiter at this point, "Make the check separate. Give me mine. Give her hers with her and her children's meals on them."
Okay.
So now you got half the comment section saying that he a broke ass nigga. He don't need no woman if he can't pay and provide this that, and the third. The other half of the comment section like, for them kids, we ain't paying for them. So this is I remember this has always been a thing in dating where if you dating a sister with kids, you know what I'm saying, you have to accept that they're a package deal. They come together. They are one. Now, this whole part of it, I guess this is the 2023 version to where you also gotta feed them. If she eat, they eat because you gotta pay for it.
Okay.
So where are we with this?
Here's my thing. And I'm going to say this, and I may or may not be popular after this. If
They'll be all right.
if a man, let's say if I got a homeboy, or like I have an adult godson. If my godson, one of my homeboys, play brother, male cousin, etc., they go out, like you said, have their first day with a woman, and she decides to do a to-go order, and it is expected that he is to cover that to-go order for her children. My encouragement to them would be, because at the end of the day, you got to live past the moment. So I wouldn't want any of the men in my life, I wouldn't want them to have to deal with a level of foolishness in a public setting. My encouragement would be pay for it and run. Burn that number. Block that number. You don't know that person. I would say pay for this because, hey, we're raised to be good people. But that is a woman who you leave right there at Chili's, at Red Lobster. You leave her right there at the burrito bar. You don't see her again. Not because she has two children. She's already showing you her hand that she is an opportunist. Because at the end of the day, let's be real. And I don't care who gets upset behind it. You're a woman, you have children from a relationship that you thought was going to work. Okay, fine. It didn't work. Now you moving on, and you have now met a different guy. You all are going out on the date, and he's getting to know you. See, here's the thing: you're not a package deal because he hasn't sealed the deal with you.
Yeah,
You,
but see that's the thing though. Even
you are
according to them,
no,
they don't come as a one.
no.
They
You're
come as
one.
a one plus.
No,
However many it is at the house, it's
no,
one plus.
no. Not
I,
on.
I, I'm
Not,
telling you what. I'm telling you what. Done ham to me, lady.
no, oh no. I hear you. But see, here's the thing. See, I'm one of those women too. I encourage men and women. If you really want to see the kind of person that you are dealing with, first date, and I know some women may not agree with me. They may say, "Ooh, Miss Parker, you done lost your mind." I believe date number 1 and 2 should be completely Dutch. Completely Dutch. Why? You don't know this person. You don't know this person. So at this point, what happens is, see, that separates the women from the girls. I don't know you. I don't necessarily want you to maybe cover my meal, cover my drink, cover my whatever, because I don't know if I am ready or willing to make an investment in you. So while we are getting to know each other, my money is mine, your money is yours. And so this way, the playing field is level. And it's not a game,
It's
but
still even.
but the playing field is level. That
Hmm.
means that at this point, I want to get as much authenticity as possible versus you covering something and now that has put a level of expectation in your mind. No, I need to see you for you. So you cover your tab, I'll cover my tab. Let us go ahead and chop it up. Let's see if there's chemistry. Let's do date number two. Let's do date number two. The exact same way. So now if you're going in with that mindset, then you're not dealing with the women who have the children and say, oh, by the way, let me do a to-go order and expect the man to pay. That's that foolishness. And a lot of women who move like that, you don't need men, you need money management. Why the hell can't you buy your children food? I mean, and again, men need to just honestly be upfront and honest with women. We are not looking for a liability. We need an asset. And if
Hmm.
your asset across the darn table from me, and you decided that you were going to go ahead and throw another bill on me, no, 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 no. Your asset over there, you had just become a liability. Now I
Hmm.
might cover if I'm a guy, I might cover it because I'm a gentleman, but that number being blocked. The number you have reached, boo, 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 not existence, not existence for your ass. No, we
Right.
not kicking it with you moving forward.
Hell
But
nah.
but people don't understand. And and these are guys you're dating. Or let's say they graduate over into the boyfriend category. That you're a boyfriend. You don't have a level of responsibility to my children. You don't owe my children anything.
Shit.
You don't have
At that point, you are half
you
stepdaddy.
no
Yes.
no the
Yes.
moment no the moment
Yes. I'm telling you. That's how it happens.
the moment you are bound to these children is if you have made a decision that I am your forever, that I am the woman you can't live without. Now, when you have made up your mind that I'm the woman you can't live without, and but then now you know that I have these children, now I'm a package deal. But as long as you carry the title of boyfriend, I don't care if it's boyfriend, y'all been together 3, 4, 5 years, boyfriend. I don't even give a darn if you're in the same house. Now, in the same house, it might come with a different level of expectation, but you're still a
Hmm.
boyfriend. I can literally move out and be done with you within a matter of hours. You're a boyfriend. But I'm not understanding why when women decide you're going to have children, if the relationships didn't work, these are your children. These guys don't owe you a thing. They don't. You should always be in position to do for your kids. Now, I'm not saying that life doesn't happen. I'm not even going to sit up here and sit on the pedestal and say that it doesn't. Life happens, and a little help here or there, that's fine. But that's where your village comes in. Where the aunts, where the uncles, where the godparents. This is where that kicks in. A boyfriend is just a boyfriend. That's just what he is. That's just
Hmm.
what he is. And if you say, well, he should pay this, he should pay that, sis, you don't need a man. You need money management. You need a budget. You need a ledger. You need to learn how to balance a checkbook. No, that man doesn't owe you anything. Now, when he decides he's going to give you his covering, when he decides, I think I want you to be my forever after. I want you to be my wife. And I know loving you they come along with it. There you go. Now that's a package deal. And the way you kind of solidify that is if the father is present, you sit down with that father. Hey, I'm going to be around. I love her, but I'm going to be in your children's life. You build a kind of connection with that biological father. You all become a unit. The father's not in the picture. You say, hey, talk to your bonus children and talk to your soon to be wife. Now you consider adoption because now you're signing up for this. Now that's a package deal. But I'm sorry, you get the title of boyfriend, children aren't owed anything except protection and respect. That's all. But money, J's, haircuts, no. No.
Yeah. I mean, and I get what you're saying, but yeah, no, it don't quite play out like that.
I know,
Um,
unfortunately.
yeah, no, it don't play out like that at all. That is your child after I guess once you make it past date one, or you know that whichever date comes up that you walk her to the porch and she said, "Hey, you want to come on in?" Yeah, now that's your kid. And that's your
Right,
woman. All of it
right.
belong to you now. You just bought the fucking farm that day. But she invited you in and you ain't leave till about 2:33 that morning.
And see,
You just
and
bought the farm.
and the reason why, I mean, you might find a lot of women who might disagree with me, but the reason why I believe my approach to this is one of the best approaches. Think about it, every time you turn around now, aside from hearing a lot of horrific stories about teachers and students and this and that, what are some other stories that you hear where you can just cut on the news, get the AJC, get the Sun Times, the Defender, and you see the image of the boyfriend and the mother that have abused the child, or the girlfriend that has abused the boyfriend's child. Or listen,
Or
stop.
they break up, man kills girl and child.
Exactly.
Yep.
So my thing is, please, children should be off limits. Matter of fact, I mean, yeah, matter of fact, I'm one of those people where if you and I are dating and you have children, I want to see maybe images of them, and of course I want to know learn something about them. But unless we are serious, I don't need to meet them. I don't, I don't need to be a part of a revolving door. And you can, and anyone right now can pull these names: Stefan, my oldest godson, my Malika, my only goddaughter. Those two are adults with their own families. The Jaden, who's 10, and the baby boy Carter, who is 6. You can pull any of them at any time and ask them how many men did you see around Godmon? And they will say, huh, because it's probably 0 to maybe 1 or 2. Now, me and Stefan, they almost 30. And I think they can say 1, because if we were just dating, you didn't meet them. Now you knew they existed. So if you say, "Hey, come hang out," no, I got the god kids this week, but now you go have fun with your boys. You didn't meet them. You didn't just come around my godchildren, my nieces, you didn't come. No, you didn't come around my kids, my nieces, my nephews. You didn't come around them. If we are still getting to know each other, the moment we decided, hey, let's make a bit of an investment in each other. Let's talk about being exclusive. Let's talk about monogamy. Let's talk about going this relationship actually manifesting itself into something else, something greater. Then you might get a phone conversation. But no, you're not going to just come around them. Because if it doesn't work, I don't need a revolving door of men around my godchildren. I don't, because
But
I pick.
damn, Miss Parker, how many you got in rotation? It turned into a revolving door.
No, I'm just saying.
Junkie
It don't.
going in, junkie
I,
going out.
I'm
At
just
a
saying.
hundred thousand and a trap house.
You missed about point, but my thing is no. My thing is no. You're not coming. You're not coming around my godchildren. You're not coming around my children. You're not.
Understand, understand,
We,
but you got to think though. This isn't a new concept. Let's go back, and even though this was a work of fiction, This is what I keep telling you. This is not a new concept, and this shit is real. It's very real.
I
Remember the
believe you.
movie Baby Kids? Their first date, her son, and her neighbor's three kids go to an amusement park. That was their first date. And that movie's what, 92?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
you're
It's
right.
it's not a new concept. And
Oh,
trust me, having been in the dating world since I was this years old, give or take. Yeah.
but see, I'm one of them people. See, that's why I thank God for grandmothers, aunties, and godmothers, because if I'm about to go while you're dating me, I need to get to know you. I need to see it. Every dumb thing that you could possibly say, you're gonna say in the first 90 days. Just guaranteed. Any inconsistency you have, I'm gonna see it in the first 90 days. Hell, a job gives you 90 days to kind of show them who you truly are
The probation
before
period.
they talk about raises, longevity, other
Insurance.
exactly other
so,
opportunities.
so don't get
So
nothing more serious than a nosebleed in the first 3 months. Otherwise, your
exactly.
ass gonna die.
But from me, any dumb thing you gonna think or say is gonna come out in the first 90 days. So with that being the case, I need I we gonna have our first disagreement within the first 90 days. If we don't, somebody lying. And I don't mean if you no, that's what you call a chemical imbalance. No,
Yeah, that's just one
I'm
sided.
I'm
It's OD
talking
at that
about
point.
I'm talking about seeing the level of maturity. If we disagree, can we agree to disagree? How do we talk this out? How do we get back to a common ground? Because this might forever be a difference. Is this a deal breaker? I need to see that. Are we on the same page morally? Because we're not gonna be identical. We're not gonna be identical. Hell, even identical twins aren't identical. So we're
Nah,
not going to see things the same, but we need,
no,
but those morals and stuff need to align. So no, you're no such thing. You're not going to come around. Now they might know you exist the same way you're going to know that they exist, but in terms of introductions, fool please, because you might not make it past these 90 days. You might not make it. So
damn.
why would I bring them around
Hmm.
and then
And that's
three
the
months later,
thing.
somebody else. That's foolishness. Who does that?
I don't think the women that do that understand the damage they're doing to those children by having that proverbial revolving door to where, oh man, what happened, Mister? Oh shoot, man, she ain't fucking with Tyreek no more, man. She on the goddamn Demarcus now. Damn, Demarcus ain't last nothing but a month. Yeah, I know. Goddamn, now goddamn, what's the name over there? You know what I'm saying? So that revolving door, man, one, it's just not a good look. It made mama look hoish, and it make it look like mama can't TCB enough to keep no man.
And the thing
And
is, I mean,
also, it's just like, kids are creatures of habits and they grow attachments. And so, you know what I'm saying, you bringing in these different attachments, it's like, well, shit. And they all last, a month or so, and then they gone. And
yeah,
there's another one a month
yeah,
later. Yeah, it's not a good look. I got my boy D Westbrook in the building. What's happening with you, bro? That's another one. I keep telling you, I got a seat over there. Bring your brother with you. We kick good shit right here on the Dope Show. And he said, "Shit, a year or better." Shoot, I'm thinking longer than that, bro.
absolutely. I
All
mean,
honesty.
absolutely. I mean, and again, you find some women say, "Well, heck, I ain't gonna give it too much time." It's an investment. Investments. You have short term, you have long term.
People don't
Long
understand
term,
the science of an investment. An investment takes forever. You seen where everybody was trying to get rich in the stock market during the pandemic, thinking it was a quick flip. An investment could take 10 to 15 years before it rolls.
exactly.
20
And then
years before it rolls. It's sales. Some of them are meant to be sitting there for 30 to 35 years before you even peek at it.
yeah, now don't get me wrong. I believe, I believe when it comes to men and women, I'm a woman, you're a man.
I'm a man.
I believe when it comes to men and women, we might not know completely that you're the one in the first 90 days, but we know, something's different here. Let me see. Let me see. So we know if we're willing to gamble or not. If we're willing to go ahead and continue to make a bit of an investment with our time, with our communication, with just just our overall energy. So we know, but still, no. Coming around the children, that's a no-no. That is a no-no. Because at the end of the day, I need to see you for you. Now, that's contingent on if I didn't do it traditionally. Like if I had children, like if I had biological children, but see, well, all my god kids at some point have lived with me. So although I haven't birth one, quote unquote, I have raised. They have been in my home on my insurance. I'm picking up from daycare. I'm getting thrown up on, getting bit because they teething. So miss me with the whole godmothers. No. I'm a mama. Don't play no games. And yeah. So anyway,
Sound like
I
somebody
digress.
else wasn't doing their job.
My thing is I digress. But even with them, no. I needed them to see a level of stability from Godmom. And if that relationship didn't work, I needed that L to be in private. I didn't need them impacted. I didn't need to find myself barking at them or being angry at them for anything. No, I had to cope with this not working or preparing myself to move on. But see, I'm an adult. I'm a big girl. I can pick myself up and keep going. But now you have children. Oh, I used to like him. God, mom, what about this? God, mom. No. It's not no. You're not getting ready. You're not getting ready to meet him. You're not getting ready to meet him. You're not getting ready to have hands on or none of that unless I feel like okay, you're trustworthy. Okay, you are worthy of my presence for post 90 days. You are worth this connection. And even then if it doesn't work, then we can part amicably. But it takes a moment. It does. And a moment is not 30 days, 90 days. No, a year. That's foolishness. These are your children and they need to be protected. Too many parents are burying children due to significant others being jealous, significant others hiding dark secrets, or how I like to say, you completely just you're not you see the red flags, but you have painted them purple.
You ignored them, right?
No, I don't think they ignore them. They change the color. Red is
Man,
red. Red is red. You see
right.
that flag. You have changed. You have turned that red flag into yellow. So that means that you're going to still proceed, but it's going to be caution. That red flag said, "Stop. Get the hell out. Move. Don't go no further." You saw that red flag, but you colored it yellow, and then yellow shifts to green. Red flag, get on gone.
That means we're finna keep going.
That means right here, no, we're gonna stop. We done. I'm not moving again. I'm not moving again as long as that flag is red. Now, when you get on go, that flag gonna show green. I can proceed. But once I see a red flag, man, first of all, I'm too old. I see a red flag, I'm done. I don't have
Mm,
time. I don't have time. And a red flag for me is not what a red flag might be for another woman. A red flag for me might be uh watching you become so okay. I have I have male colleagues, I got homeboys or whatever that I'm completely platonic. I'm very respectful, completely platonic. But you came up maybe to my job and saw that I'm ha ha he with a couple of my male colleagues. We get in the car and now you walking around here. Who the F is this? Who the F is that? Why he around you? Red flag, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm not even about to give you any more time or energy for you to go ahead and turn that red flag into a purple eye. Not even get ready to do it.
Her to a purple eye.
Not even get ready to do it, brother-in-law.
I don't think it necessarily has to go that far, but at the same time, I mean, that could be a red flag on the flip side. So she say she only hang out with dudes. Like you got all these, oh,
True.
this my bro,
True.
this my male best friend, this my work bro. Motherfucker, I know you are only child. So that means you're not blood related to any of these men, which means they could take you down the street to that little spot called Pound Town. It's right down the way. And guess what? Y'all want nothing to ever be different. So
So that
so that whole bro and my boy and my male brother, homeboy and them, when I know you ain't got no blood brothers,
right.
I'm gonna be honest, to me that's a red flag.
And right. It's like I said, but see, that's what happens when you date each other. You can find out what people's if people have deal breakers. See, there's a difference between a flag and a deal breaker. And if the deal breaker for you is I don't trust, hell, you might find some men which is so dumb. I've actually heard men say, I don't trust a woman who's never been married. And for me, when they say that, it, you
it's,
know, it,
it's something that goes with that.
but,
I understand it. I understand the sentiment. I don't necessarily that's
but
not a
here,
me thing per se, but I understand that sentiment.
to a certain degree, because here's my thing. So let's play around with that. So if a man says, I don't trust a woman who's never been married, because if you were a great woman, why haven't you been married before? Well, let's go ahead and back this up. The easiest thing to do in the world is to get married. You can actually go right now to any courthouse for $47 and sign your name on the dotted line of somebody and get a damn certificate. Then you go back and see.
It's way deeper than
Hold,
that.
hold on,
You-
but that's married though. That's married. I didn't say become a wife. I said married is a difference. So the easiest thing to do is to get married. So now what you want to tell me is a woman who was solid enough in her walk to avoid pitfalls where she knew this guy was a good guy, but we were not equally yoked. This guy right here was a good guy. We weren't compatible. So what she did from that point is okay, I'm attracting the same guy in different bodies. So maybe let me take a moment to myself. Let me walk on this journey. Let me do some spiritual seeking. Let me go ahead and kind of just see what am I putting in the atmosphere while I'm attracting maybe something that's a bit toxic. Let me see what's going on with me. So
Mhm.
because of that, she hasn't married because it just hasn't been right. That's a woman who's a red flag versus somebody who's been married 4 or 5 times.
No, they're both
She
red flags. They're
she
both
ain't, she ain't around the first
as you
time
like
date.
to say, equally yoked. Those are both equally yoked red flags.
I
Because
agree
that
with that.
means one of them can't get right, and the other, like I said, a lot of times the sentiment is okay. So you got this, and this going for you. All these green flags, and you got gold stars or plus signs, but ain't nobody want to house you down.
But here's the thing. Just like for instance, I've never been married. But
I wouldn't have never guessed.
right, but just because I've never been married, it doesn't mean that I'm not a good woman. What has happened for me is I realized that I just can't marry anyone. I trust me, I've been proposed, I have been engaged more times than I would like to admit. So I'm not even gonna throw it out there. But I haven't been married because from me and a woman that I couldn't get right, I had to realize that I was not dating in my league. People have different leagues. I was because I'm a nurturer by nature. I'm a giver. I am one of those people who ride out for you. However, because I have a healing spirit, I was attracting a lot of men that were broken. And when they find out that, oh, you don't go through phones. Oh, you don't complain about what about my needs? Because you're self-sufficient. You don't complain about me not doing X, Y, and Z because I know that right now I'm focused on this grind. So you understand. that I'm trying to stack my paper. You're not in my ear about what about this trip? What about this? What about that? Again, you're not picking petty arguments. You're not giving me the responsibility of hair, nails, whatever. You're not doing any of that because I actually date a guy that I dated actually told me the reason why he and I didn't work was because he assumed because I was so cool with his work schedule. I was so laid back when it came to, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I just got up because he literally did not have a 9 to 5. He did not have a 9 to 5. He didn't have a set schedule. He worked in the concrete industry, and there was no traditional 9 to 5.
These
He
are facts.
worked all
Ha-
the time,
Having known somebody that worked in concrete, yo, you could get home at 6 in the afternoon, be back up at 3, be
and
pouring concrete till noon. You
and
might have
that
a 2 hour break, wait on it to dry, and then
man,
after
listen,
that, yeah,
listen.
yeah.
So because of that, he automatically assumed, well, wait a minute, you so chill because what you got going on. I said, huh? So he told me, he said, I ain't gonna lie, I think you got something going on. So I realized he had been through so much foolishness that he was so broken that he couldn't see that there was a real thing in front of him. So I realized that. So because I did not bring toxicity to his door, he made an assumption, oh, she messing around with this person, that person. And I wasn't. I wasn't. I have always been that woman. I've always been good company for myself. I've always saw the beauty of a man. So I'm not one of them. I'm independent. I don't need no man. I don't need every man. I just need one. I just need that one who's attached to my purpose. That's it. So that's what I've been chasing. Who's attached to my purpose? Not who looks good on my arm or who I make anybody look good, let's be real. But I mean
Talk that shit.
I mean really. But that's what I've been after. Who's attached to my purpose? And whose purpose am I attached to? Who's going to take me from this level to the next as I take him from one level to the next? Who feeds into my spirit as I feed into his? See, it's a bigger purpose than just who's in my bed. That's easy. I could have been married a few times, but I guarantee you I would have been the other red flag. I would have been divorced. Trust me, because it wasn't gonna work. So because of that, because so many people operate from a place of brokenness, they can't see that no, this person is just solid. So I had to realize that if I'm solid, I had to date solid. Although I have a healing spirit, I'm not I'm not a rest home for the broken. I'm not.
So rest haven for hoes.
I'm not. I'm not. I tried that. I'm not. And don't get me wrong, how people we don't love them hoes. I used to. I used to love. I used to love me some hoes, but nah, I'm not. I'm
But
not.
it's like, but he said, Lucky, leave the hoes. Leave the
Man,
hoes, Lucky.
man, listen. I am no longer a therapeutic tool. I'm no longer that. No, I need you to get whole because I have gotten whole. Now, if you can meet me where I am, we can talk. But to the point where and see to me, like I told him, I said that speaks to your insecurity, sir, not mine. I
More
said
so,
because
yeah.
here's the thing. I said if you were solid, you would have recognized that I was solid. So because you assumed that I was messing around and therefore you chose to mess around, I want you to go ahead and go where you are happy. God bless you. And I pray your strength in the Lord. Let's keep it moving. I
Thank you
mean,
everybody for
because
coming out. God bless. Good night.
exactly, tip your waitress.
Oh yeah, make sure you tip the waitress to the bartender.
Exactly.
Oh
Because
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Definitely make sure you tip the waitress.
definitely. But
Definitely,
yeah, but
definitely.
you know
That's
what?
real. And like I said, that's one of those subjects we can get on that subject, spend hours on it, and it'll always
Hours.
it'll always be meat on that bone. And we gonna come
Always.
back, y'all, because the planet period been going through some planning period. And we putting shit together. But we ain't went nowhere. We back. We right here on this Wednesday to drop in to kick good shit with y'all. And then after that, you're gonna see us again and again. And I'm working on some things to where, next time there might be more than two boxes on here.
That's what's up.
They gonna
That's what's
tell
up.
they gonna
But
tell Miss
all,
Walker who it is though. Shh.
but see, also too, just for people who tune in to the dope show, especially when it comes to the planning period, just keep in mind that the two people who you see in front of you are educators. May is one of the craziest months for us.
April and May.
April and May.
April
April
and
and
May.
May.
Because
So
after spring break, y'all look there like, man, it must be nice. I wish I got a week paid off work. Y'all don't know. We come back from spring break. That's testing season. That means we can't even take off days. They have what's called blackouts. You
yeah,
take an off day if you want to. If you don't have a hospital or an obituary, then you're not getting paid for that day. You're
man,
gonna lose a whole day of pay.
listen, that Sunday after spring break, I think if you a true educator, you literally before you lay down that night, you sit at the edge of that bed. You speak to the Lord, or some people say the universe. I'm gonna say to the Lord. You sit there because you know the next couple of weeks it is game on. Everything that you have done from August up until that week of spring break, that's just planting seeds. You have literally just planted those seeds of knowledge, hoping that they bloom. But come those following weeks past spring break, it is on. So, so yeah, I mean, we love you, but continue just to be patient because, like Agony said, you're gonna see some things different. We are coming together planning some phenomenal things, but please just be patient because the two people who you see on these screens love on children, educate the leaders of tomorrow. So April and May, if we gotta change a date or we have to go here because this one got a band concert, this
Hmm.
one got a sports banquet. Like for me, eighth grade sneaker ball is Saturday. So yeah,
Tomorrow's a spring game for the high school. So
spring.
that's the reason why this wasn't on Thursday. We got the spring
See,
game coming up, and I want to see what these boys look like because all of them walk around big chest talking about everybody going D1. And they go state, and then they go D1, and then go to Colorado play for Dion. And I'm just like, you do know y'all went 2-8 last year, right? Y'all went two and
yeah,
eight last year. I just want y'all to know that y'all went 2-8. But we gonna see what happened. I'm interested. Brand new coaching staff. So I'm interested to see what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna be at the spring game tomorrow. Whoever doing concession stand, I hope they know how to make cheese fries. Shouldn't be that hard.
cheese fries and nachos,
Man,
whole bunch of cheese. There you go.
come on now, come on now. Tell these folks if you want to where they can follow you and anything you got coming up soon. Let them know.
Man, listen, in terms of what do I have coming up soon, I will tell you. I will personally make an announcement. Please just be patient. Give us, by saying me, give us just to, give us a little grace. Because as we are wrapping up uh a very solid 2022-23 school year, that's the focus right now. Is just wrapping those things up. Once we have done this, we be an eighth grade teacher. Once I have done this to my babies and wish them well on their newer endeavors, and kind of look and see who I may very well see in my midst as the seventh graders come over to eighth next year to go ahead and start this all over again. But saying all that to say, announcements about what's coming out, what we got going on, that will come after about a week. Just be patient with us. We're not going nowhere. That this guy right here. Hold on. Yeah,
Yeah, I have
yeah.
to remember when I point at you, I'm actually pointing at the wall.
It got you. But this guy right here is not a two-time. Not, he ain't a two-time Atlanta's favorite DJ for nothing. So we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We are educators we're wrapping up our school year. So
Hmm.
past that, past that, summertime's coming up, you will hear a lot more. But you want to find me? I am on Facebook. I'm on Facebook when I'm on Instagram because why? I'm old and old folks like Facebook. So, so I'm on Facebook under Stephanie D. Parker. You will see an image of me. Well, actually, it's in my Mother's Day image on the on. I change my page, change my image every time Mother's Day falls and rolls around. So you might see a picture of my mommy and a big head little girl. That was me when I was about 3. So you'll see that image, or when my images change, you'll probably see me in a fedora with a nice little cigar, so or maybe just a nice little pose. You'll see me at Stephanie D. Parker, or you go on Instagram and you can follow me at SDion, which is at ESDION Enterprises. You can go ahead and follow me. I will follow back. And yeah, we'll keep you posted on what's going on with the planning period and what's going on in life. So, Miss
Yeah.
Parker, if God say the same, I ain't going nowhere.
There it is. There it is. But and like I said, if y'all reach out to me and the Women's Park. If y'all got ideas for content, if y'all got something it's like, you know what, I want to see what they think about this. Hit us up and let us know. Because a lot of our topics actually come from y'all.
Yeah,
Conversations after the show or just throughout our week. Like, you know what? You should really talk about this, man. How you feel about this? And I said,
yeah,
well, first of all, I'm not gonna talk about it now because that'd be giving money away. And you won't tune in next week. See? So now I'm gonna take that and I thank you and tune in next week to see what I feel about it. My granddad told me don't never give away nothing you can sell. That includes an idea, people. So yeah, I kind of own that one. Follow me at Dope Enterprise on YouTube, Dope Enterprise on Facebook, Dope.Enterprise on Instagram. This show is still pumping in 3 different platforms right now. Facebook ain't kicked me off lately, so it's just like, yo, I'm all over the place right now. So where there's dope, you'll see me, and you'll see Miss Parker. So make sure you follow us. I appreciate everybody who came out tonight, everybody that came in through the comments. My boy D Westbrook, my LF, Tina, who is like, I mean, look, when we're here, Tina's here. It's like
absolutely.
sometimes Tina gets here before us, and like she's already in here setting things up.
Yo, let me tell you, Tina actually hit me on. It was the day of the draft, and Tina actually hit me on Facebook, kind of like, yo, are we meeting? Are we logging in? And then before I responded to her, I'm like, I promise you, Tina is like one of the dopest people. It's yeah, she's so raw. She's so raw. She's so dope. But yes, Tina, a cowgirl, people like that. Yeah, we
Hmm.
definitely appreciate the consistency and definitely appreciate just the love and support because I definitely know between those two, nothing against anyone else, but since I have been on the other side of this screen, those two ladies have really just been just super solid every time I'm here. Hey Tina, you're so welcome, dear. Every time I'm here between Tina and Cowgirl, they are here. So, and I do know when women give that level of support, they're also speaking your praise. They're singing your praises. They're telling others tune in. They're telling others to check. Hey, telling others check them out. They're sending the link. They're reminding you because
Hmm.
that yeah. So
Yeah,
for that level of support, you two ladies are appreciated. And if I
definitely.
miss anyone else, charges to my head and not my heart because those two ladies have just stuck out since I've been on the other side of the screen.
They have. They have. And the ironic part about it, uh, they know each other.
Really,
Yeah, they friends in real life.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Like I said, follow me on Dope Enterprise on YouTube, Dope Enterprise on Facebook, Dope.Enterprise on Instagram. And like Miss Parker said, stay tuned because we not oh wow. They go back. They go back to the whole peanut butter bars.
Oh, sixth grade. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Yeah, school lunch, man. It was real. But yeah, we got so much stuff coming up with summertime coming. Yeah, yo, I mean, who knows? DJ Agony and Parker might be outside.
And if
That
you
can
all have
happen.
if you all haven't figured out by now, I'm gonna tell a little secret. Agony don't just say stuff just to say stuff. Keep that in mind. We love you though.
As I sip my drink. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So it's a lot in the works, man. But y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and stay positive and stay dope. As I end every show, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. I am DJ Agony. That is Miss Parker. We are dope. We are the planning period. At the moment, we are out. Peace.
Good night.